Hey everyone, getting ready to get started. And so this is Ruler and Peace Imperium Rex, getting ready to start another episode of Let's Power Empire Rex, Resurrection Project, Unfiltered Truth, Ruthless Execution, and Possible Freedom Podcast. Count it down. Preparing to start. If you think you're safe, you're already drowning. And if you believe you already have time, you're already out of it. And if you think this message isn't for you, it means it's exactly for you. Because deep down, you know you are living on borrowed time. And this is your last chance to change before the reckoning comes. Welcome to the Resurrection Project. Let's begin. You feel it creeping in, the anxiety that won't go away. The voice that's in the back of your head whispering, something's coming. You don't even need someone to tell you. Why? Because you already know. The cracks are showing. You've been lying to yourself, pretending that if you ignore it long enough, it will go away. That if you just push a little harder, work a little longer, the disaster waiting in the shadows will somehow pass over you. But come on, let's be real. It's not going to happen that way. It won't. And you know why? You do. I know that you do. You really know why. Because you built this storm. You did. You built this storm. And are you ready to take responsibility for that? You created every time. You avoided the hard conversations. Every time you procrastinated. Every time you made excuses instead of taking action. Every time you looked into the mirror and ignored what you saw staring back at you. Yes, staring back at you. The truth. You're already sinking and you know it. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it really isn't bad news if you'll get this message. You have two choices. Grab a lifeline and fight for your life, or keep pretending everything's fine until the flood takes you under. Which one is it going to be? Let's get real about what this really looks like in all four domains of your life that you should be mastering under control, shepherding, leading, being. You know that's your relationship with God, right? Your higher power. God however you define God. You no longer trust yourself. You've abandoned the truth, lost your connection to God, and have numbed yourself to the convictions that you feel. I know you can feel your soul slipping further into apathy, but you tell yourself it's just a phase. But it's not. It's not. It really isn't. It is rot. Balance, man. Your relationships with your spouse, your children, your siblings, your parents if they're still alive. You're failing in your relationships. Just maybe your wife doesn't trust you like she used to. Just maybe your kids don't respect you. Just maybe your friendships feel hollow because deep down you know you're lying to them. You're lying to everyone. You're lying to yourself. When was the last time you were truly present? Truly present, listening to your wife, listening to your children. I may come back to this lying in a few minutes, but let's talk about body. You feel like trash. Maybe you don't even recognize yourself in the mirror anymore. You used to have discipline, but now you eat whatever and you drink whenever and pretend like it's just fine and stress relief. But it's not. It's self-destruction. Now let's talk about business. Your career is a ticking time bomb. You know that you're behind. You know that you're not performing at the level that you should be. But instead of owning this stuff, you tell yourself you'll handle it tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie and you know it. The real reason that you're stuck is because you have not admitted that you're already losing, that you're lying to yourself, and that you're lying to others. And so you're honestly losing. And until you do what you need to do, nothing changes. Let me repeat that. Until you tell the truth and stop lying, nothing changes. Now let's talk about what happens if you don't choose to wake up. If you keep ignoring this, this is what's coming. You keep waiting. And if you keep pretending, and if you keep telling yourself that you'll fix it soon, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Your worst fears are going to come true. You're going to wake up one morning and it's all gone. Your job is gone. Your reputation, your family's trust, gone. One day, you get a letter that you weren't expecting. Termination, a lawsuit, a notice from the bar if you're practicing law, or maybe it's worse. just maybe your wife finally says, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. Maybe your kids stop looking at you with respect. They don't look up to you. They don't want anything to do with you. Maybe you realize you have become a stranger in your own home. And the worst part, you'll look back and realize you could have stopped it all. You've had the warnings. You had the warnings. You had the time, and you chose to do nothing. That version of you, the one who ignores everything and ignores every red flag until it's too late, that person is weak. And if you keep following that path, you will share the same fate. That was my fate. I know where that leads to because it was me. So wake up. You don't have 5 years. You barely have 5 months. And if you don't do something now, you will regret it for the rest of your life. I'm not joking here. You want to avoid this fate? Then listen closely. Here's how you start fighting back. Because I really know that you're stronger than this. I know that you are stronger than this. I know how this feels. I really have been there. I lived the panic, the stress, the slow realization that everything was about to come crashing down on me. I got the letter from the bar, but I also know what it takes to rebuild, to resurrect, to reclaim, to reclaim. And I know this. You are honestly stronger than the lies you've been telling yourself. So right now, I'm throwing you a rope. This is your lifeline. Grab it. Step one, stop lying. Admit that you've been playing a losing game. Call it what it is. Say it out loud. I'm not where I need to be. And I take full responsibility for fixing it. No one's coming to save you. Step two, choose one thing to fix this week, not tomorrow, not next month, this week. Maybe it's making a hard phone call. Maybe it's having a real conversation with your wife. Maybe it's sitting down and facing the numbers in your bank account. Step three, tell somebody what you're doing. It's time to stop hiding. No more pretending. Just tell one person what you're doing and why. Because this is where the real war begins. The war against your own weakness. And I promise you this, if you will fight, if you will take action, you will not fail. I will not let you fail. You have two choices, rise or rot. Hear me, it's rise or rot. But understand this, if you don't decide, the world will decide for you. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, this is Ruler in Peace and Imperium Rex, signing out until the next episode.